Okay, we already know what game it's gonna be from the title and the intro. Just tell me now, are we colossally screwed?
Nope.
No? Well, that's a neat twist. Forza Horizon 4. Let me tell you something. I wanted to make content about this game at a way earlier point in time, but I just didn't have the tools to record footage. And even now, when I'm recording it, everything else on my computer that you can't see is really unstable. Hence why, for some of the later bits of footage, I disconnect from a Discord call because it was breaking it behind the scenes. But either way... My fucking watch. But either way, whenever I play this game, I always seem to forget the fact that the game is 6 years old. Oh my fucking, I don't remember. Hello? So, before I start making the proper contents of the video, expect one thing from me. This review is probably going to be very biased because I love this game. It's my favorite Forza Horizon game. Yes, disregard my opinion. So if anything, this video is more so going to be me gushing about how much I enjoy this game. But I would probably say to still stick until the end because there's something really special I want to reveal about the game, which, if you're watching this video within the week it comes out, you'll probably want to hear. So let's start out with something light that pretty much the entire community agrees on. Why is this game better than Horizon 5? Well, for me, that comes down to about 4 reasons, with the first one being that the map is better. Yes, Horizon 5's map may be 50% larger, which makes it insane in terms of scale, but Forza Horizon 5's map, despite that larger scale, has 578 roads. And Forza Horizon 4 has 531. And because the margin for new roads is so short, and the map size is so much bigger, that leads to a lot of Mexico being dead. Meanwhile, for the Forza Horizon 4 map, it's just so much more dense in a way that makes it a lot more fun to drive through. Like, for a moment, let's just look at this part of the footage I showed you. Tell me now, you can see yourself driving through those roads, can't you? Well, that happens far more often in Forza Horizon 4, and it makes the world feel a lot more alive. Again, this is one of those categories where Forza Horizon 5 has a bigger number, but the bigger number isn't always everything. Let me tell you the perfect example of this using a certain brand of car. MG. So, for Forza Horizon 2 and 3, MG were only ever represented with the 6R4, which is fair, that's one of their more legendary vehicles. But then, when Forza Horizon 4 came around, the devs decided to have a bit of fun and introduced far more of the classical models for MG that a lot of people remember really fondly, even including one of them as a barn find. So, with such an improvement for the car list for MGs, what did the devs decide to do for Horizon 5? They uncooked! They unpanned your cakes! They removed all of the new MGs they introduced and only added MGs past the year 2005. Also known as when the brand got taken over by a Chinese company and became a reanimated corpse! And then on top of that, a lot of the really cool, unique one-off cars that they introduced never came back. Rover SD1, gone. Austin Healey, gone. Donkavort, gone. DS Automobiles, gone. Every single Alfa Romeo and Lancia at launch, gone. The 2 unique GMCs, gone. Every single Triumph, gone. The Peels at launch, gone. My point is, all of these cars disappeared for what seemed like no reason, and the cars that Forza Horizon 5 thought would make up for this were... Aren't these devs based in the UK? Anyway, I don't want to riff on Horizon 5 for any longer, as this is a video about Horizon 4, so if you want to know the other 2 points, Horizon 5 comparatively is glitchy up the hole, and patriotism. The quality of being patriotic, devotion to, and vigorous support for one's country. So, let's spend a bit to talk about Forza Horizon 4's main gimmick, which I still think makes it one of the most unique games in the entire series. The 4 seasons. Unlike pretty much every other Forza Horizon map, where it's pretty much the same experience every time you go in, Forza Horizon 4 has 4 different versions of the same map, depending on the real-life time, which alternates for each week. That is an awesome concept already, but just wait until you see what effect it makes to the map. Big thank you to I Suck at Driving for playing the same event for each season, so I have some good footage to compare. But basically, summer and autumn are both very similar to each other, but with a lot more visual differences between the two, with those being the easiest to control and most grippy seasons. Spring is an interesting one because you're usually going to get similar grip, but when it rains in spring, it absolutely drenches the track, making it really slippery and difficult to drive on for a bit of variety. And finally, winter. Whoa. Winter completely shifts up the map in a way that is honestly really over-exaggerated for the UK, because whenever we get this much snow, it's an event. But either way, this completely changes the way you drive the maps, makes it so that cars with bad grip are going to struggle on the track, and makes it so that rally cars are going to have a goddamn party. So many people used to really hate the winter season, but I think they're coming around to it now that Forza Horizon 5 completely butchered this feature by having pretty much no substantial changes throughout the seasons. So, yeah, Forza Horizon 4's map is gonna stay even fresher than it would have been if it was just static. So what else do we have to talk about? Well, outside of the regular races, if you see someone in the hub world, you can actually challenge them to a head-to-head, which puts a marker at a random point, and you have to get there any means necessary. And that will lead to either one of two things. Either an intense one-on-one battle for glory, which comes down to the wire, or... My absolute favorite thing to do with this mode, though, is to pick a really slow car like the Morris Minor and then unironically challenge someone. 50% of the time, they just kind of screw off without giving you a chance. But the other 50%, they just get really confused and pretty much give you a free win. It's really funny. That little bit of footage there actually nicely transitioned me into the next mode I wanted to talk about, which is Forza Fun Live! This only appeared in Forza Horizon 4, and it only shows up once every hour. So you have to make a collective decision on if you want to show up or not. But basically, when you do show up, you're given 3 different objectives at 3 different danger signs. You've got to complete them in 15 minutes, and your allies are everyone else that showed up to the Forza Fun Live. If you do it, congratulations, here's 60 Forza Fun points. I never dabbled with Forza Fun Live that much, but from what I've seen and what other people describe to me, I totally get the hype. The idea of working with your fellow comrades and having this sense of teamwork while pushing everyone all the way to the end with just a little bit of time to go, it really does feel nice, and the Forza Horizon 5 equivalent, Horizon Arcade, just doesn't hit the same. And also, when it's done, it also often leads to funny interactions like this.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Le Hamilton defensive maneuver. Oh yeah, and let's add to the variety a little bit because we've also got battle mode! Now, there's a lot of different specific battle modes for this, but I only recorded one of them, which is a simple hold on to the crown for as long as possible game. But even with that, it can cause some absolute chaos. Here are a couple of highlights from the one round that I recorded.
to ask, he's a smooth operator.
Nobody's faster than me!
Before I move on to the next section though, and I know I'm probably missing out a lot of game modes by skipping ahead this way, but if I didn't, we'd be here all day, I want to give a quick shout out to the Team Race mode. It's a pretty easy mode to set up. You're either going to be against a team of AI or a team of more players, and it can make for some really intense races when you're just scrapping for just about enough points to win. So why am I skimming over this mode? Because my only teammate and all the footage I got sucked complete balls, that's why. And considering that I'm being miffed about a terrible teammate, I might as well mention that I do have a few complaints about this game. Firstly, you may have noticed that in the previous race, I was using a C-Class car. Now, shut up! I had to set that lobby up manually by inviting someone to a convoy, because the actual matchmaking mode only lets you pick cars that are B-Class or higher. Why? It's not like you can't use the other cars in online races because you do it in free roam and you can set them up in convoys, so, like, it's just an inconvenience. Right, the other thing that annoys me is that even though the loading screens in this game are alright, that can entirely change if one person has bad connection. Because, well, here's an example. I connected to a game, I was waiting for the event to set up, oh, and it seems like someone's having an issue with their connection. This took 5 minutes! And lastly, even though I was talking about a lot of the game modes positively, there is one game mode which I like to consider sabotaged. Super 7. Super 7's very simple. You're given 7 community-created challenges, and you've got to beat them in a row with only a set amount of lives to get a bunch of rewards. So, what's the problem here? Well, here are the events I got from my streak. Shit, 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 shit. Good. Like, oh my god, 90% of these events are just the damn same! And the other small ones that you get are just titled Easy, to give you a free win. I don't want a free win! I want to play the game! It's especially embarrassing when you have the tools to create something like this. Honestly, I like the community for the most part, but get more creative, dickwads. So, the last point I want to talk about in this video is, well, the video itself. Why did I make this video? Because this series is only meant to be done for delisted games. Yet you can still get Forza Horizon 4 as I'm talking in this video. Well, that's because an announcement was made recently by Playground Games themselves that they're going to be delisting the game in December, and also going to be discontinuing the currently recurring online features like the festival playlist. Now, there are 2 ways they could have gone about this. They could have either A, changed how the game works to make it so that all the unobtainable things are obtainable still, or they could have left the game to rot. We got the former! After the festival playlists end, there's going to be a new feature where you're given daily and weekly challenges, where if you beat them, you get points, which you can redeem for a backstage pass to get the online-only cars. And not just that, but they're going to add every single backstage car that they forgot to add to the backstage pass. Holy shit, it's an actual end-of-life plan! Bravo! 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 The fact that they decided to go down this route has given me a lot more respect for the Forza Horizon series as a whole. Granted, it's not perfect, because on the day the announcement came out, they delisted all of the DLC, which was weird. But fortunately, if you do have the Ultimate Edition of the game, then you still have all the DLC. Except for the Hot Wheels Legends pack, I think they just forgot to add that to the Ultimate Edition. Maybe they'll look back at it if enough people scream about it. But yeah, considering that I made this series because of the crew, that's put a big smile on my face. And that's not all. As I'm speaking, it's currently the Steam Summer Sale. An infamous sale which gives some of the most ridiculously low prices for video games as a whole. And considering that Forza Horizon 4 just had its end of life announced, Playground Games did the smartest thing they could do and are giving an 80% discount on the game as a whole. So that makes it £10 to get the Standard Edition and £16 to get the Ultimate Edition. Holy shit! Just from those few things, that's caused Forza Horizon 4 to have a huge spike in players, reaching their all-time peak, having more current players than Forza Horizon 5 right now, and nearly beating Forza Horizon 5's release when it came to player numbers. Jesus Christ! So yeah, I'm gonna be entirely blunt with you. If you've liked what you've seen here, have a bit of money spare, and don't get this game, then I kind of feel like you're making things harder for yourself, because after this sale, it is going to be hell to pay to try and get this game. I know from experience with delisted games, so yeah, you've got a golden opportunity on your hands, and it's up to you if you want to try and take it. And if you don't, I mean, I don't know. It's unfortunate. 9 out of 10!